My channel's a geezer channel.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Got a bunch of geezers watching me. My channel's
I said, I wish I could have that, so I beg it. Well, I mean, how do you know what that is? No. I simply asked. I said, I wish I could have that, so I beg it. Well, I mean, how do you know what that is? No. I simply asked. I said, I wish I could have that, so I beg it. Well, I mean, how do you know what that is?
Confidence trickster. Noun British. A person who tricks other people in order to get their money. Con artist. Confidence trickster. Noun British. A person who tricks other people in order to get their money. Con artist. Flimflam. Noun a trick or deception, especially a swindle or confidence game involving skillful persuasion or clever manipulation of the victim. A piece of nonsense. Twaddle. Bush. Flimflam. Noun a trick or deception, especially a swindle or confidence game involving skillful persuasion or clever manipulation of the victim. A piece of nonsense. Twaddle. Bush.
My channel's a geezer channel.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Got a bunch of geezers watching me. My channel's a geezer channel.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Got a bunch of geezers.
I'm muted. Hi, everybody. Happy Sunday. I hope everybody is being safe, that everybody is staying warm, and that you are being able to weather the storm today. Oh my goodness, I might have to go and clean my glasses off in just a second. Oh my gosh. So we're just going to get really into these reacts. I just want to make sure that I recognize all of my moderators coming in. Angel of Glass, thank you for being here. I hope you're being safe. I know many of us might be experiencing Winter Storm Fern, I think was the name it was given. But I hope you're being home. I hope you're being safe. And we have a lot of reacts to get through today, guys. Let's just get kind of into this. So if you have or have not been following, poor Sarasota Tim, he's kind of having a tough time of it at the moment. I did want to do a reminder, though, real fast. If you are joining the live stream, just make sure that you give us a like when you come in so other people know that we are here. And we're kind of just trying to bring a few smiles if you're home. I kind of called myself out of work today just to be safe from the weather. It kind of snowed and then it just got really rainy, but they were asking us, oh, that was me opening up my fizzy water, asked us to stay home. And since I don't work at the hospital, I don't have to show up with my suitcase anymore and prepare to stay. I just kind of gave heads up. My family kind of thought from the offset that maybe it was just better. It's a long drive for me. So I just hope everyone's being safe. In a second, I'm going to go get something to clean my glasses off. My goodness. I got something on them. Okay. All right. But we do have a poll. So I just ask everybody, when you're coming in and giving us a like, make sure you join the poll too. Gave Tim a nickname to match T-Bucket. We could call him T-Throttle. We could call him, I don't know. We could have all sorts of names for him, but I came up with T-Dirt. Is T-Dirt blaming haters for his channel failing? Because he had kind of a blow off this morning, kind of a bit of a he can't blame us. Okay. You are the one choosing your content. I'm a commentary channel. So I'm always looking for other people. I found somebody else that was like this guy who just drinks a bunch of Jaeger. But then I'm like, do I really want to share this person with my audience? Maybe not. So I kind of try to stick to people who are probably within our age range, who are giving really bad advice on health or retirement as we are aging. And that's kind of who I want to stick with. I'm trying to deal with young people, a lot of other drama, or maybe foodie beauty, the girl world community, but that's about it. Okay. So is T-Dirt blaming haters for his channel failing? 80% say 100%. They are stealing his content. No, his channel will have 100K subs, and Tim never pays attention to the haters. Say 12%. Really? You don't think 12% doesn't? Okay. That must be Tim. And 7% say no, his channel will have 100K subs. Yeah, he wants those 100K subs. He really does. He really does. All right, guys. Let's keep this going. I'm going to bring Tim up. I'm going to get something to clean my glasses because my glasses are really annoying me. I don't know why. Oh, my goodness. So I think we're going to get, okay, these are my predictions. Tim is going to be putting out, okay, let me share the screen so I'm not the biggest thing here. Let me share. Okay, here we go. I'm going to make myself, okay, how do I look? Okay, good. I'm nice and small. All right. Hey, let me share the comments. There we go. You're all stars now. Hey, Carol. Hey, Carol. Come on in. Hey, come in. Happy Sunday. Hope everyone's staying safe today. Give us a like so everyone knows we're here. Because that's a good way of sharing the stream with everybody. I did want to say I released a video the other day. And I I did not realize that for some reason, I guess because I did something, my sound was not picked up by StreamYard. So it was Tim was picked up, everything else was picked up, my videos, anything I added extra, any little drops I did. But Tim himself was not me. My commentary somehow was deleted. And I think it was because I did something taking off and on my mic. And so I uploaded the video and deleted it. So just to give heads up about that. Okay. So Tim has had a number of videos out. I'm going to play the one real fast where he is showing us his new outfit. I think this is the one. Yes.
Hey, how's it going?
Hold on, Tim. I need to share. I need to make you big. I need to speed you up because you talk real slow. We're not going to look at this whole video. It's too boring, guys. We're going to put him at 1.5. Take it away, Tim. I'm going to silence while I find something to clean
Put your sunglasses on. You got to be able to see me. Look at this getup. Look at this. I got the all this came in the mail today. Let me show you my pants. There you go. I got these riding pants. Look, they say Kawasaki down the leg. Here, I hold myself up there a little bit. And then I got the lime green gloves. I'm going to buy this breastplate. It's a chest protector off of somebody on Facebook. I think I will, or I'll buy one new or something. But so I have, and I was wearing my my boots today too, my riding boots that I got from Tim on Facebook, and he hooked me up big time. So anyway, I didn't have time to get out of all this. Well, I could take this off just so you don't need your sunglasses to see me. What a day, man. What a day. I went down to the dealership, did a video for them, and talked to the GM and the service manager, parts manager, finance manager, sales manager. I met everybody again. They're all very, very nice down there at Sarasota Power Sports. And I got a helmet here. What are you going to do? Let's pop us a cold one. I'm not going to make any coffee. I'm going to have a cold one with you. It's evening chat. And what's it about? I'll tell you what it's about. It's about to get really good. All right, I've bought all these things for my motorcycle. Heavy duty inner tubes. The tires are out there in the, we'll call it the shop now. My heavy duty knobby tires. This is what I've been waiting on forever to change my handlebars, is a throttle tube. That's where these grips will go over. This is the gasser, you know. Been waiting for that for a long time. I got these in the mail. These are going to look good on the green machine. They're called bark busters, and these go in front of your hands. There's a bar behind them too. It's not just that plastic thing. All right. So I just wanted to preface how excited our good friend Tim was about 2 days ago. This is the one I actually made the reaction around. And unfortunately, like I said, I did not have any sound. Might actually be a good thing for some people not to hear me, but not when there's huge swaths, because I had chosen to do the like my little emoji thing. But yeah, not good. He pisses you off, yeah, sometimes. Hey Sammy, I hope you're being safe. I hope you're safe. I hope you're safe. I hope you're safe. So yeah, this video went on, and Tim just shows off like everything he's purchased. Okay, let's just let him, like, I'm gonna put him up fast just so you can see, like 1.75, just so you can see how much stuff he shows off. Just keep going, Tim, because he's, and then it's just, I get it. It's fun to buy stuff, I guess. I don't know. I get very anxious when I spend money. I'm the opposite from Tim. But Tim assumes that everything can be returned to his advantage. And I think that is where he's misled, because a lot of these businesses he may potentially be purchasing from are just regular people who've opened up websites selling merchandise. So on the front end, it's very inexpensive comparatively to purchase from these businesses. But these businesses will need to recuperate if you need to return the product. They assume, pardon me, that the product is out the door and that's it. But to restock, send, and he is very upset. He hasn't quite understood that aspect, I think, of modern day business.
he just assumes, that he's the king of return. And it just amazes me the amount of money he's going to show, and then he's going to get very upset because his numbers, and he's probably just got his YouTube paycheck. He's probably coming. He's not probably. We know we're getting to the end of the month. We have less than 1 week. And so he's kind of getting an idea of what he's making in January. And YouTube isn't paying like it did in the past. Every big creator has mentioned that. And so he's like, needs to float this lifestyle, guys. And not working maybe.
So everything has really arrived. I've even got a USB charger for my phone coming. It goes to the battery, and it also tells me my my battery voltage. So yeah, tons and tons of stuff. I'm going to try and change these tires. I think I can do it. If not, when I get them off the bike, I'll be going down to the local tire place. So I told you guys in the beginning, I wasn't going to do any modification on the engine, and that's all changed now. There is a website and a YouTube channel.
All right, Tim. All right, guys. I'm not going to bore you through all the stuff that he goes on about. It's a 15-minute video, and he is just losing his audience, okay, with talking about the dirt bike. So we'll get to the end where he talks about his major aspirations for the channel. Take it away, Timmy.
Senior salad last night with my 2 burgers. It was pretty darn good. And I was sitting here watching some videos. Living in the RV is awesome. Nothing's changed there. Everybody around here is having a blast in theirs. All these Canadians and Northerners and people from Michigan and wherever they're from. And they're down here. And my new friend Ian from Canada, he's going to be heading over to the Philippines here in about a week before he goes back to Canada. He's a real go-getter. He took shine to me. I took shine to him. And we're going to be collaborating on a few things. He really wants to help me get my subscribers up. He's a real go-getter, this guy. I mean, it's almost scary because he's just... Anyway,
Tim, why is it that you always rely on other people to get your subscriber numbers up? You have hit my channel so many times. And, the thing with YouTube, okay, and Tim is a slave to it, and he does that part well, and I the word slave, in respect that you daily have to put out content with very little reward. And if you're not getting the views, and he is always putting out content, like every day, Tim is consistently putting out content. The problem is Tim deviated from what he originally grew his channel for, and that was Social Security. That is what you specialize in, Tim. I'm a commentary, and I make commentary around people who talk about their health, which you do openly, and about people who just kind of scam, and in the hopes to teach people to have some awareness and some kind of like just, because I do a lot of research about social media, about type of ways people influence people. Obviously, I work in healthcare, so I can kind of tell when people are just selling a lie about a quick fix for health. And so that's kind of what I focus on, commentary around that area. That's it. And I knew my niche. Tim is always trying to regurgitate somebody else's niche in order to hope that he can hit it out of the ballpark like he did with the Social Security. And he mentions that. He talks about that, which gives me an idea. He's watching all of our channels, guys.
His girlfriend last night introduced me to her. He told me she was hot, and she is hot. She's the most attractive thing I've seen in a while. He's a very lucky guy, and he's a cool guy. He deserves a good-looking girl like that. So meeting a lot of people, doing a lot of things, having a good time. I'm wearing my get-up. I'm down the road with my motocross boots, riding on the pavement out here. I'm at red lights. People looking over me like, "What is he, a team racer?" And I'm sitting here with all this stuff on, like I need to be out on the racetrack.
He's at 1.75. I just want to speed him up. I might take him down to 1.5 now. Sometimes it gets too fast for me. But yeah, so he is so excited. He's just can't, this is prior to all the oil changes, all the issues he starts to have with trying to do modifications on his dirt bike. It's like, and it's just so Tim focused. It's so about me. And it's really nothing to do with his channel. And he hopes to monetize it and these channels that do dirt bike content, I kind of took a look at some. I mean, that's literally, they live and breathe that. That's all they do, and that's their audience. And Tim, that's not your niche. How you grew your audience was about social security and taking it early, supposedly some great secret, and minimalism. That's your focus, not suddenly doing dirt bikes. That's not your focus. That's a hobby you have on the side, sweetheart. It's not what your content was about. That's what you misunderstand. Not everything you do, unless you were doing vlogs, and that's not what you were doing.
I was just trying to get used. I mean, you should have seen me, man. I was like a tourist. I kept hitting neutral. Those boots are like impossible to get underneath the peg to that shifter. I'm going to have to take that shifter off and come up a click or two. I can't get my foot under there, but guess what? Practice makes perfect. I ended up before I came home tonight. I may not even need to change it because I got good. I got good because practice makes perfect. I just got to run my foot down in there and do it. But man, when I first started out of here with this get up on those boots, I felt like I was walking around at the ski slopes. They're like ski boots. And I got out there on State Road 70. I took off on the light and I couldn't get it in gear. I kept hitting neutral. These cars are behind me.
It's so funny you mentioned that, Bertie, because it's interesting that probably the channel that Tim was watching in order to learn about how to get his EIDL accomplished is probably the same channel that's making content and money off of talking about these people getting in prison. So that's not what Tim's not, they taught Tim how to get the loans, and now they're telling about how Tim will go to prison for the loans. It's the ever circle of YouTube, and Tim just hasn't understood quite what the YouTube game is. He did at some point, but he really didn't, and that's what's so ironic, I think, in some ways, a little bit.
And I finally got it going and started doing it a lot. I went down this one road where there was nobody behind me. I stopped and took off 2 or 3 times, going through the gears and getting it down. But back to the bestdualsportbike.com company. Dave, he's on YouTube, is got it all up here. He's head and toe above everybody on getting these bikes to wake up. I'm so excited about getting my ECU flashed and a new airbox put in, and I don't have to buy an exhaust system and be a loud, obnoxious person to my neighbors. All I got to do is cut a few slices in the metal behind the heat shield of my current exhaust.
Yeah, it's so interesting to hear how he's so excited at this point, because the excitement is going to erode rapidly. All right, keep going, Tim.
And I do have to take out this secondary throttle flapper thing that's in there. And I haven't even begun yet except bolting on.
And while he's doing this, he's completely ignoring his glaucoma. His eyes are raging. It's not good. That's what he needs to be focusing on. Really, Tim? Like, things about... I'm not going to tell you how to do your content.
A few things. I haven't even begun to tackle these mechanical things that I need to do to get that bike ready to go. And I'm just going to push forward, keep watching the videos and the tutorials, and you can do the same thing. Half the battle is to begin. Everybody, like Bubba said, everybody at one time wasn't a mechanic. They picked up the screwdriver for the first time. You got to have confidence in yourself and just keep trying. Just go.
It just kind of surprises me because he said he had all of this history around sand rails and dirt bikes. I mean, Tim has been an elite, certified everything. If it was Tim's hobby, like Tim was like literally the top of the game. So golfing, PGA almost, literally about to get the PGA, scuba diving, elite, scuba diver, best of his field. Deep sea fishing, owned like deep sea fishing boats. Well, maybe not other people's boats, but best deep sea fisher ever. Everything. Have you ever noticed that Tim is by far the best at it all? I have noticed.
Slow roll, and you can do it, and then you'll be able to crush it.
All right, Tim. All right, so that is like one of his like cheery videos. Now, remember that Tim does run on the lunar cycle, so the moon could be waxing. We're getting towards the end of the month. He could be getting a little bit more depressed. Oh, what's this, Tim? Is that your... Hold on. Let me stop sharing this. I'm gonna have to go back because somehow I got a really big screen there. Let me go back into YouTube. I hit some button. All right, let me go back to his channel. All right, so let's go back and see all his videos. I know we have so much to go through. I'm just kind of rolling through this real quick, guys. If you haven't had a chance to participate in the poll, we're at 63 votes. Over 100 of you in the chat. So please take some time. Love to get that over 100 votes before I close the poll. Is T-Dirt, that's my nickname for Tim, as the motocross dual sport loving dirt bike character that we have, because Tim literally, from what I could gather, bought a dual sport bike and wanted to make it into a dirt bike. I just didn't buy a dirt bike. Why didn't you just buy a dirt bike, Tim? But he decided he wanted to spend thousands of dollars. He wanted to put all these modifications on a bike with compromised eyesight and no knowledge, and Tim is not exceptionally patient. So it just seemed baffling to me, and spent just thousands of dollars. I mean, just blew through the money, and almost like rage baiting the hater channels and other people. Sorry, I don't mean to hit my microphone. I could just go spend my money. I don't care. You say what you want. But now his views are down, and he is certainly going to have to pick up the tab. Okay, let's take a look at some of his views. Now, I did double check to see if he was purchasing any ads on YouTube. Could not find that he was. There is a Google ad transparency website. So if you ever want to find out if your biggest, these platforms are purchasing any type of ads, any type of views, then you can do that through Google Ad Transparency. Follow me through the members only live. We'll go through that one day just for fun, and I'll show you how you can do that. Okay, let's look at Tim's videos. Okay, so he is here was his evening chat, which is what we just took a look at. It really wasn't much of a chat. I didn't get it. Then he went to Ace Hardware. He filled some propane tanks, not worth looking at. This is an interesting one. We're not going to look at it. He wasted his whole day and stripped his new KLX 300. Oh, he got really upset about that. We'll go in here quickly.
A little flappy thing out of
Okay,
there.
here we go.
Thingamajigger, the secondary throttle plate.
I'll get him a little faster.
Even without doing everything else, the bike is going to operate differently at low end speed when you're off-roading and you're just using first and second gear. It's not for top end speed. This is to help you climb hills and turn corners and go through ditches and stuff when you're using first and second gear. And that way, when you give it a little bit of gas, it throws the power to it, the gas, the air. Right now, that thing is closed. And until you really get going on this thing about 7,000 RPMs, the computer keeps it closed and then it opens it up. Well, nobody's riding that fast off-road. It's a dirt bike. So I've stripped it. That means I can't do the other things. I just drove down here in a Model T. And the only way we can do it now is what I was trying to do by going through the rubber boot and taking all this off, like everybody does on YouTube, is to prevent doing what has to be done now. A lot more labor intensive. The throttle body itself has to be removed. You can't even see it. It's in the middle of it. You got to take the bike apart, quite a bit of it, just to take it off so you can hold it in your hand and get in there with something and get that little screw out and pull that little $50 thing out of there. Otherwise, basically, I'm going to be riding a choked up motorcycle, and I'm wanting to put on tires and things. So look, see that? And the other things, with the bags and all that, that's cool. I mean, that was never going to make it run any better. But my eyes are killing me because I'm looking like this. I got my headlight, my Wild Trail headlight on, and I'm wearing glasses and trying to put that boot back on today when I gave up. You can't. And nothing is easy. for me.
I'm,
Everything I get involved with when it
reading
comes to
the chat. You guys are awesome. His eyes are hurting because he doesn't want to take his glaucoma drops because they do redden his eyes. And he just doesn't want to take those drops. He just doesn't. He just doesn't. And I think Tim knows that he's kind of fighting time and glaucoma. And it's a really bad and insidious disease. And I feel sad because, I can't express more that it's so important to make sure that you're seeing an ophthalmologist, an optician, taking care of your eyes from an early age, like start at 40. The minute you feel like you need to have reading glasses or your eyes are straining or they're really red and the minute you're 40, you need to be getting eye checks. It's just to make sure because it's very easy to fix. Tim is struggling out here. I mean, this is a struggle bus. Look at his skin. I saw him put the Aveeno on. If you're not putting moisturizer on directly after you're like right out the shower, like you need to have damp skin because like the moisturizer is a humectant and it's going to seal water to the skin. And so you need to have damp skin. Waiting until your skin is like dry and you're dressed after a shower is not the time to put a humectant like any type of moisturizer on. The minute you get out the shower, you got to put your moisturizers on and lock that water to the actual skin, for it to be effective,
And it's
Just say
everything.
it. Just
It's
say it.
way, way more for me than anybody else. So I'm really disenchanted with my bike now because I know it's not the bike it can be.
And are any of us shocked or surprised that this potentially narcissistic individual is disenchanted with his purchase? Tim just thinks, and this is the problem when you don't really study or have expertise. You just assume you can watch a YouTube video and pick up a screwdriver and do something that actually takes time and effort and learning to do. And Tim had a really easy time of it work-wise, putting a couple of hundos in his pocket during a very easy time in the American economy. You didn't really need a lot of money to have a half-decent lifestyle. And Tim didn't feel any, as we know, any type of responsibility in really providing for his children or family. It's always been about Tim. Maybe this is your retribution, Tim. Keep going. You look really frustrated.
So I'm going to have to pay somebody and find somebody that knows how to
Pay someone.
professionally not mess anything up or scratch anything and everything, and get that throttle body off and get that secondary throttle plate out of there. So I can proceed with spending $300 to get my computer reflashed and take a hacksaw and start cutting.
Oh,
my,
no.
muffler.
Tim, you were the one who started this endeavor, and now you're doing this to your poor audience, and that's just really not fair.
No. I simply asked. I said, I wish I could have that dry begging. Well, I mean, you know what that is.
Yeah, now you're dry begging $300 entire cost. Wow. I mean, this was like, I don't know if he's so impatient. He couldn't even wait to build a channel about dirt bikes enough to like wait for sponsorships. I mean, these guys really have to work at it. And Tim just flipped its flops, because he had it so easy with that Social Security. Because he put like special secret. There was no special secret. He uses AI to help him create titles that will elicit engagement with the YouTube algorithm. That's kind of Tim's trick.
Buy the new airbox.
My
under the seat,
opinion.
and then I'll have me a bad machine. So, I mean, like I said, it works. Changing these tires and removing, I don't have a 27 millimeter lug with a big breaker bar. I got to find one of those and make sure the chain's back to the right tightness. Yeah, I think I'm biting off more than I can chew. I want to try it. And everybody else on YouTube, I see guys older than me doing it with a 5-gallon bucket.
Oh, well, yeah, but Tim, I mean, I think the whole part is that these people may have some mechanical background. And I have a ton of we'll do some comments. I'm getting some things together that are going to be fun for members only. Members only Wednesday nights. You've got to be a member. Catch you up with all this stuff. And yeah, you got to join. You got to join the good life to get all the extra fun members only. And we do some fun extra stuff that I don't ever talk about on these public lives.
So it's really kind of wimpy to wimp out and not do it. But you know what? My back is killing me. I can't see. And I'm sick of it. Let somebody else put these tires on. Let somebody else take that throttle body off. And, I'm not going to take it over to Kawasaki. I mean, they're going to charge a fortune for hourly labor. It's like going to a dealer. So I got to look for a motorcycle shop around that actually, works on the motors and stuff. Or somebody that rides motocross and knows more about it and have taken them apart. I stripped that screw.
I just find this interesting because, as I said, my ex we were together a long time and he was a big, dirt bike guy. And seeing Tim struggle on this and knowing, how mechanically minded he was and how not. Tim just wants it easy. Gosh, his eyes. His eyes. What's that up there? Looks like he's got something extra. My screen is clean. Tim. All right. Keep going. I hope everyone's safe in the storm.
It's so small you wouldn't even believe it. I think it has some thread lock on it, which is why it probably strips. Because they don't want it to come out and go down to the throttle body, into the engine. And that's where the throttle body goes, inside the motor. That way when you take it out, if I was successful getting it out, I would have to make sure it didn't fall. That was my next step. That it didn't fall down the motor. So anyway.
I guess his neighbors have his neighbors are done. They're not going to come over and offer anymore. Because Timmy's going to offer them a Mick Ultra, non-alcohol. Oh, he goes on about the beers. Okay.
I spent all day long. My back
all day long.
Me. Like I said, my eyesight. I got most of my tools away, but some of them are here. I've got everything in here moving.
All the things that we talk about that probably are going to make it difficult for you. It's not that we don't want you to have fun at 67, Tim. Have fun. But this may not be the fun that you're looking for. This may be frustration. Look at all this stuff. I mean, I don't know. If this is what the exes had to put up with, I'm sure they just started the divorce proceedings.
Moved around to get I got to move everything back around to get the bike back in. And I don't know what I'm going to do. I want that done before I go out of state with it. I want it. I was going to change the oil today too. My friend tells me that's got me on this deal to change the oil in this motorcycle every 100 miles for the first 500 miles and then go every so often. And so I have 100 miles on it. I was going to do that today. That I can do. That I can do. The oil filter is right here.
Oh, yeah. This doesn't look like anything that Tim could cope with. All right, guys. So we got to that one. We get the picture here. Tim is on the struggle bus. On that bike, man. He is on a struggle bus. So what does he decide to do? He decides to make a video about an oil change. So he said, I'm too old, so I'm going to the beach. So this is one of his more recent videos. 44 minutes long, guys. We're not doing that one. It's too long. Okay. I don't know what his roots are. He 2.9. He just talks about his comments. We're not doing that one. It's too much. Okay. So then he goes off to do some laundry, in between. Because, what do you do when you're a YouTuber and you're frustrated? You're a narcissist. You go and do laundry. Yeah. So Tim couldn't obviously, but we didn't actually see the laundry. So we don't know. He just says it. Then he says, break-in secret oil change every 100 miles. Trying to get that viral, YouTube content, 2.3 thousand views. So, wasted my whole day. That did pretty good. I actually did a reaction on one of these videos. I think it was this one. Like I said, I had no sound, and I was just like, after I did one reaction, I was like, I can't react to Tim twice. All right. So then we get over, and he just does this oil change. 40-some minutes, guys. We're not looking at that video of Tim 40-some minutes on that motorbike. We can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. I got a few minutes into this video. I said, peace out. All right. Now he does do a drawing here. We'll go into this one. We'll go to the last two videos and we'll finish it out from here. This one, he says he's not going to talk about his motorbike. Talks about the motorbike. I can't do that. This one is back to some vintage Tim enraging. And we're here for the rage. We're not here to hear about the motorbike parts. Too much, Tim. All right. This one, 709 views, 7 hours ago. Wild trails, flashlight drawing. And the winner is. This was like the worst drawing I think I've ever seen in my life. Because the person won, and I didn't know what their comment that was so supposedly funny was. So I would have liked to have known what they said that was so witty. And I don't know if you can say that in a contest. I don't know if you can be so picky choosy. Because Tim seemed like disappointed that this person that maybe he doesn't really know was the one that won. I don't know. You tell me, guys. Okay, he at least includes paid promotion. So we'll give Tim that. All right, Tim. All right. 1.5, 13 minutes. We can do it, guys.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? Sarasota Tim coming to you with morning chat here in Sarasota / Bradenton, Florida. Nobody's ever heard of Bradenton, so Sarasota, baby. Sarasota Tim. Morning chat. Our old format is back. All videos, forthwith, henceforth, from now to hell on, we'll be back to the Sarasota Tim YouTube channel. And in 2026, we're going to get that 100,000 subscriber number to get the silver play button that I will be carrying or put behind me of every photo op I do, even if I'm in the crusher. I got some coffee made here. I did make a pot this morning and it was weak. I poured it out. I didn't even want to drink it. So I really only had a sip. I haven't had any coffee yet. So pardon my lack of enthusiasm. But we're getting ready to get hopped up. Take a look at the color. This is 2 scoops of coffee, of any coffee that I use out of my pantry, and cream with 1 bottle of the, they're the pretty big bottles of water that you get at Walmart. The Sam's.
So I keep disappearing. That's when I snack on something. I don't want to be rude on camera. Or have my water. There's a woman now doing it. Shtick, pretend you're destitute, get free labor, flip for profit. I'd be interested to know who that is because we're always looking for new people to add because Tim is boring. Obviously, I trolled him with the buy me a coffee. So Tim, I guess, has read his comments and realized that his content is not blowing up. Tim has no patience, okay? I have been working at my YouTube channel for a while. I understand that one of the things with YouTube, and I've taken way too many breaks because I'm a real person with a real life. And with YouTube, if you're going to make it your actual career or your source of income or any type of real supplement to something like other than some fun extra money, you're going to have to work exceptionally hard at it. Like you're going to have to be at it every day. You're going to have to stay in your niche and you are going to just have to keep going to stay in YouTube's algorithm. And it's one of the things that every content creator will tell you. So if you're somebody who really is working on their channel, then obviously you either sit down and you bulk record your content in a given day and you put it out, or you have such a large channel that you have a team that can help you put out content, or you've been able to grow a channel over such a period of time that you putting out only 4 or 5 videos a week, you're not going to lose the push through the algorithm. YouTube is a really hard taskmaster. And I think Tim's going to find that out. And it's interesting too, because we talked about on the channel that, and I mentioned this, which is, and I don't know if I'm the only creator who is commenting on Tim who mentioned this, but I know I did, about the fact that he moved away from what brought people to his channel. And that is now meaning that he's losing some of his viewers and he's losing his algorithm. You can't do this to YouTube, Tim. You just cannot. All right, keep going.
Water.
I made my point.
I'll show you. It's one of these bottles right here.
Make sure you hit the
I actually
right.
love this water, and I like the bottles because they're hard and they're not real cheap like the other Walmart bottles. And there's actually more ounces in here. But it's a bottle of water, a little bit more water in it. And I put 2 scoops of coffee. Let's try it out. Well, first of all, we got good color. Look at that. Huh? See? Come in here. I'll really show it to you. And let's taste it now. Let's see. I haven't tried it yet. This is just made. Good temperature. Oh, it's definitely slurpable. Folks.
See, keep going, Tim.
That's it. That's it. 1 bottle of water, 2 scoops of coffee. Don't get cheap on yourself. And that's the best cup of coffee I've ever drank in my life. Wow, that is good coffee. Man, I need a lot more of it too.
People came to Tim because they wanted to find out if I was 62 years old and I took early retirement. I hadn't really planned for retirement, didn't really have a lot. How would I make it moving forward? That's really what people came to with Tim. And Tim started to kind of, because Tim's lazy, so he doesn't really know how to build a course, which is how people get rich, or do the sort of things that potentially in his space he needed to do in order to really profit from his channel. He just took the easier route, which was, if a brand reaches out to me, I'll get a product, I'll put a video out, the video is monetized, I'll make money from the monetization. Then I could potentially either keep the product, I have a product, or I can sell the product online. And then I've made money from not only the ads from YouTube, but from selling the product. I don't think that, and then Tim is just looking for another easy hit out the park. That Social Security video came so easy to Tim. There wasn't years of expertise. There wasn't years of building a brand. It wasn't as if Tim was doing something novel with the content. Absolutely nothing. It just happened that it came to a time when a large portion of the population happened to be in that generational cohort, also hit a once in a generation event with the pandemic, were finding their jobs were coming to an end and were looking for solutions. And he just happened to hit that moment. That's it. He's got nothing else.
I only made 1 bottle. So
It's a struggle for him since then.
You can see that's not too dark, and that's not too light. I think it's a good mixture right there. But folks, that's the best cup of coffee I've ever drank in my life.
Yeah,
that is good.
I don't think he
Well,
is.
today's Sunday. Happy Sunday to you. Today is scuba diving day at the pool here where I live at 12 o'clock till 4. If you're in the area, come on by, say hello, and get in the pool. All you need is a towel. This is what the paper says. This is hosted by Dive Florida. Okay. And we have a scuba instructor that lives right here in the park. And he is working with Dive Florida.
Actually sounds kind of fun. But why are you using somebody else's stuff to make content without their permission? Making money off of their content, Tim.
And hosting
Rude.
a 12 to 4 free scuba experience where you can get in the pool Only thing you need to bring is a bathing suit, a towel, and a smile. Bathing suit's optional. Just kidding. So I'll be there doing some videoing. I may get in the water too if it's not too cold, if it's a heated pool. But I am a diver. I mean,
Yeah, the difference is that Tim puts his content on YouTube. I'm a reaction commentary channel. I make reactions and commentary around people who put sloppy content on YouTube like Tim. That's how I'm out making commentary. Tim, on the other hand, is going to the pool where this guy is offering a free class that has not necessarily given the okay. Now, maybe he will. But has Tim cleared this with him? That he's okay with him filming his students and then putting it on YouTube like that? See, that's the difference. Tim's already made the decision to put his stuff on YouTube. That's,
yeah, I need to be recertified to
Tim
freshen up a few
care.
years. But I have been through dive training, and I used to dive avidly, when I was much younger. And
of course.
I'm maybe going to pursue this and start diving this summer. Maybe dive with T's or something. Place I said I'd never go again. But you know what? You can't believe a damn thing I say. And I have something here.
Why has he always been the expert in everything? Okay.
It's a cup. And in the cup,
He's been the expert
he's going to go
in everything.
these names, because you remember what today is, right? It's 2 weeks since I made the video about the Wild Trail flashlight giveaway. So this morning we're going to draw a name.
Okay.
I asked everybody for their wittiest comment, funniest, humorous, what you would use it for. And you've had 2 weeks. And in 2 weeks, I've had just a handful of comments. So this is not all comments. These are the ones that I chose. And I thought,
Well, Tim, I mean, of course you only have a handful of comments. You have like every word in the English language probably banned. When you have a history of deleting people's comments, you should just done a giveaway or something, You can set that up on your channel. I mean, there's ways to do giveaways and stuff where they can random pick people's names. I do it all the time.
we're witty or good. And a lot of these people are regular commenters. So they're going to comment on every video I make. And they also will hear their name this morning because they watch my videos and will be able to claim it. And we want the winner to be to contact me via my email, which is on my YouTube channel, or if you know me personally.
Oh, God.
And we're going to get this right out to you. So here's how I'm going to do it. I was just going to tell you who it was. Then I couldn't decide. I kept going back and forth. There was 2 or 3 that were really witty. So,
well, I don't know. I don't like how is this shown in the giveaway? I mean, shouldn't there just be random picks? Tim, there's ways to do anyway. You could get Nightbot like I do. Nightbot helps you do like random giveaways. You want to pick somebody for something. I can't wait to get to a point where I have enough going on with my subscribers, my channel, and everything else that there are giveaway opportunities.
I can't read the comments here because I have my phone. I don't have 2 cameras. I'm not using my laptop. These are just the people. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go one at a time. And this, you'll know you're in the running anyway. This one is, let's get some sea rights on. This one is, coffee is good coffee. Michael-K7S8T. That is your username. Okay. We're just going to fold it a 3-way. Okay. You're in the cup. Years ago, bill collectors would call me when I was having financial problems. And I would tell bill collectors, I would say, look, at the end of the month, I put everybody's name in the cup. And whoever I pull out is who I can afford to pay. And that's who gets paid that month. I said, you keep calling me and harassing me. I'm going to take your name out of the cup. Oh, no, Tim. No, we won't hassle you. Keep our name in the cup.
That's why I think these things are so telling. Because I think that's the real Tim. A Tim who couldn't pay bills or pay for his kids. This Tim that finally got money, it came from a lot of shenanigans. Shenanigans with the PPP, shenanigans with the EIDL, shenanigans. There's shenanigans. And when people call it out, he gets very upset, especially with people like me, as we know. So, I think that's more telling. And then he tries to say, on the other hand, that he worked and saved for his money. So how can you be escaping from bill payers but still have so much money to save for future. You know, okay, yes, when you were really young, maybe, but preface it, Tim, from this year, because I don't know. I just, I feel like it's a habit thing. I don't know. I mean, I know we all get young or we're poor or whatever. You know, I don't want to say, you know, we get older, we do better. You know, I understand. Life changes. No,
Oh, that's just a joke, of course. Now, the next one.
it'll be hard.
Whoops. Hey, don't lose that one. Could be the winner. Mama Tex. We all know Mama Tex. She's always commenting.
Yes.
Something about saving her marriage or whatever.
Right, exactly.
A couple of
That's
marriage
right.
ones on there,
I
relationship
think you
issues.
pointed that out. Great. Thank you. Yeah, I think his money was never really earned from really, truly hard work. It was all because he felt he was getting money from people he thought were suckers. Suckers, you know, because they were buying his, you know, probably overpriced cars and not, you know, not really knocking his price down, and he was making better on the commission. I'm sure he thought that he got some suckers in the car sales or whatever he was doing, or suckers when he was selling those photo books to the military guys, or suckers at the door, getting him a couple of hundos in the pocket. You know, I think he thinks everybody's a sucker. You know, nothing truly earned. Nothing truly earned. Yeah, I think that's a really good, you know, and it's so, you know, not even the YouTube was, you know, money that was legitimately earned. It's probably why he felt like he could get the hands on Tammy's money, because maybe he didn't think Tammy really earned that money. That's what happens when money comes so easy.
And Hartford, you're in there. You're going to scan the ultraviolet rays in hotel rooms. I read that one. Yep. All right. Solo living in Tennessee.
Yeah.
This is a Knox runner. Okay. You're in the drawing. Forgot what your comment was. This guy here. Hey, it's your friend Robert. Oh, I can see you doing the happy dance right now, Robert. Yeah. I checked out your channel. You're out there, buddy. What's your comment? You're in. All right. Tim Garcia. I like this comment. I forgot what it was, but I mean, I do remember because I wrote his name down. He doesn't have a username. It's just Tim Garcia. And I like your comment. Okay. So
what was the comment? Oh, what was the comment?
What a shocker, right? TRD. TRD's comment was, remember the video I made about the police being here and Dominic, come out, Dominic. And they had the light on there and everything. He said, this flashlight is from the Dominic edition. That one had to go in. And then St. Louis Scott, you got in there because you had.
Yeah, but what could you not just like have included their comments, written them down? That
Even though it only takes one comment, you had a couple in there and they were both pretty good. And so St. Louis Scott, and he is also an avid commenter.
Regular watchers.
You're in there. So,
yeah.
You guys are out there. Hey, hope I win.
And I feel like I know every single one of his persons that went into that thing. I mean, for a channel with 67,000 subs, you got like less than 10 people in a drawing? Oh, Tim going to be upset to have to pay any postage.
I would be. Like, I know I'm in the cup, and the odds are pretty good. Only one in whatever it is, 6 or 8 there. Can't look. Got to put my hand in.
See, he could have just done a random giveaway. I don't know, on like online, because like Nightbot, I've had that before where I've just done a random like name pick in the chat for a giveaway, like with Christmas cards and stuff. I didn't have any photographer this year. That's why it didn't happen. Keep going, Tim. I'm so excited.
That is some good coffee. All right, here we go. Good luck, everybody. Going in. The claw. You guys remember this person? She sent me this cup. I pulled one. I had 2. I dropped one. Fair is fair. And the winner is. And guess what? It's a smaller paper than, like, I know it's not you, Robert, because you got a longer one. And this would be, like, harder to pick. So this is pretty random. Come on, open up. And the winner is Hartford. There you go. Hartford, contact me. I know you watch all my videos. Through my email on my YouTube page, and provide me the information and the address where you'd like to send it. And when I verify that you are the Hartford, I know who you are. I'll get that right out to you tomorrow, Monday, in the mail. And congratulations. And good luck on finding all that stuff in those hotel rooms. I know you get around quite a bit, but you're the proud owner of a Wild Trail flashlight. I'm going to tell you something. I got that headlight.
All right, Tim. All right. So let's get to his next video because I don't think he gets, this is obviously not his bet. Does Hartford even say anything? It's the same old. Good morning from snowy Tennessee. Melvano, how are you not in it? Jeff Wirt. We have white out here in Pennsylvania. I hope everyone's being safe. I had some snow and stuff, and then it turned to just like rain. So now it's just really wet outside. I didn't want to risk it. I have a history of car accidents. Did not want to risk it today. Okay. So that was the drawing. Very exciting. Nail biting. 743 views on 7 hours. That's kind of wild. That's wild. Now, ever since his views are, they're okay, but not anything outstanding for a channel with as many subscribers. And I think it's because he didn't stay in his niche. I know where my problems come. Like, I get hit for copyright strike all the time. And I've had huge gaps in between with school and stuff. YouTube is a fun thing for me to do on the side. Though, Tim and his channel striking and all the other stuff I deal with sometimes is so fun. Oh my goodness. So Tim comes out. We got a 40-minute one, guys. Oh, Dark Phobia. Thank you for being a member for 2 months. And for that, we appreciate that. That's awesome. I'm so excited that you've been a member for 2 months. Tim is desperate for money. You can tell. Oh yeah. And the thing is, it's quite interesting because he has been on a frenzy of spending. He would have been paid from December on the 21st of January. So that is the deposit date for YouTube for the United States, unless it falls obviously on a weekend, and then it gets pushed obviously to the Monday. And it is only once a month. So Tim has a monthly Social Security, which he said comes in at the beginning of the month. Isn't that when he said it was? And then he has his YouTube, which would be paid here in the United States on the 21st. And then around about this time, you're going to be getting an idea, kind of potentially, how much you're going to make in AdSense within the month. And Carl had a kind of a good point too on his channel, that he said that a lot of people who are in our generation may potentially be choosing to get YouTube Premium. It's a pretty good deal. It allows you to see YouTubes without any ads. I have it in order to bring you ad-free reactions on this channel, as far as Tim. And it gives you a number of free movies every month. And it is not too costly. And creators do get a portion of, obviously, the premium, but it's not at the same rate as the AdSense. And so maybe some of his channel members are people who also have ad blockers as well. And that could be hitting his revenue. And then I think it's really hard if you're watching somebody just go hog wild, spending on motorbikes, dual sports, clothing, all of these different modifications to add to his dirt bike, and then sprinkling that in with product reviews. And those are all things that obviously are being sent to Tim. and anticipating that your channel is going to really hold audience and make money. It is, and I've talked about this with my, you guys as a community about kind of mixing, the idea of doing reviews, and just, limiting that, because it can turn an audience off. As much as it's a great thing for you as a creator, your audience might get turned off by that. So you got to be real cautious. As much as it's so exciting for you as a person, especially, and Tim's kind of going that nomadic, some of the Mikey route. All right, guys, we got to make sure this one's fast. Tim is putting out, he's going back to his roots, except we don't have a crushing it for Christ this morning. So it's not totally back to your roots, Tim. Sunday, you're not monetizing crushing it for coin. Okay, Kim, take it away. He's miserable. We're gonna get down. He's gonna get real sad because Tim runs on a lunar cycle.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? Sarasota Tim coming to you from the Crasher here, my Flagstaff 25 FKBS 25-foot camper, and it is Sunday morning. Happy Sunday to you. I just made a pot of coffee. I had one cup already. This is the final cup. You got good color on it. Let's give it a try. It's definitely slurpable. Oh, that is good. Oh, I'm slurping it. Ooh, the perfect temperature. That warm going down. I'm starting to sweat. Folks, that's the best cup of coffee I've ever drank in my life. Man, that's good coffee. I've got a new regimen this morning. I'm doing it like this. Let me show you. I'm buying these waters. I've always liked these. This is the Sam's Club water, but it's sold at Walmart. They don't always have it. The bottles stand up. They don't crunch easy. They're very solid. And there's a few more ounces in these than the other Walmart brand I buy. And I put one bottle in the coffee maker, a plastic bottle of water, and a plastic.
Tim wants to come out and save his channel, so he talks about wasting resources. Okay, keep going, Tim.
Coffee maker with 2 scoops of the whatever the scoop's called, more than a tablespoon.
Oh God!
It's called the who could see that? I got that, and I put 2 scoops in there, one of these, and I got the best.
Tim, your audience keeps telling you to get the not bleached type of coffee filter. Otherwise it ruins the taste of your coffee. I use the brown ones that aren't bleached. Slightly more expensive, but by pennies.
Cup of coffee I've ever drank in my life. That is good coffee. Folks,
if you notice that we got one McDonald's and it was a fail and we haven't had anything since.
We're back to what we used to do, and we ain't going to change. But then again, can't believe a damn thing I say. We are, I want to get 100,000 subscribers and get the play button in 2026. I want to become the most popular YouTuber in the world. I want all the money in the world. I want everything everybody else does. But gotta be realistic.
Oh my gosh.
And realistically,
he is so envious. He is so envious. There's almost I guess tiers of being a YouTuber. There's hobbyists like me who are earning hobby money, and having fun. And then there's ones like Mr. Beast who are making serious, huge, just astronomical, unfathomable amounts of money, And Tim is definitely, I get it. I mean, but there has to be a consistency in your content, and you really have to understand your niche. And Tim is just, he doesn't know who he is as a creator. And that's always going to harm him on the platform, in my opinion.
I'm already, oh my God, it's hot in here. I'm sweating. Realistically, I'm already extremely grateful for where I'm at in YouTube. Many people ride my coattails because they can't do it on their own. Nobody would watch their videos. Nothing they would. First of all, they don't even show themselves.
Well,
I'm talking about them because I've had a few people lately tell me that.
Well, I show myself, and I'm a reaction and commentary channel, so I just do something totally different, Tim. And I make commentary and reaction because I want to hopefully educate people about creators like you on the platform, because maybe they're not as educated, or maybe they're just interested. Maybe they were somebody who followed you and you've been rude. You just, just all types of creators out here, Tim. I think you just haven't realized. And, you know, people are going to do parody and stuff, you know, and you've been so controversial that you have been able to create like a subculture around you, interestingly enough.
Apparently I'm winning because
You're
the
winning.
more they start trying to get on the bandwagon like the other ones, means I'm doing good. And it just irritates the hell out of them. Why? I don't know. I guess they're just envious. But we're going back to the old Sarasota Tim titles, my descriptions and tags that I use. I've been using AI after I explained what my video was to try to help push the algorithm and get my videos to be more searchable. I have people in my community that are the best people in the world that will watch. I don't even have to put a title on my videos. I just upload, and I got the same few thousand people watching every single video. And that includes them trolls. So thank you.
Oh, yeah.
But I really would like to get to 100,000 subscribers. When I made the Social Security videos a couple years ago, you know, I struck lightning. I was popular. It was on every TV in America. I was recognized, and you know, I got, I don't know, 28 million views thereabouts now, total views on this channel, which is probably another thing that aggravates these people because I'm not having to travel around the world. I'm not having to buy a bunch of heavy equipment. I'm not having to dig holes or do any kind of tutorials. It's just me and my loyal community that likes to just be part of the community, be part of the family. And I don't have any real family that's close to me.
What
I've got
do
my
you
children.
mean? Okay, I'm going to stop you right there, Tim. You do have real family that's close by. Your daughter lives in Georgia, which is the next state to Florida. Okay. And you have a son who lives in Florida, not far away. So don't use excuses about you not having family and this, that, and the other. Okay. You have put yourself in this situation by choice. You are doing this to you. You put everything out on YouTube, which is a no-no. You know, that's a no-no. That's a no-no, especially if you're going to give really bad advice to people and then take $58,400 from the US government. And then if people try to call you out for your bad behaviors, in my opinion, then you try to take these people's channels down. That's my channel. And we're having all sorts of fun at the moment, Tim and I. We really are. And YouTube has finally understood, and I spoke about this in my members only live, about how Tim is just kind of pushing the system when it comes to YouTube and copyright striking my channel specifically. If you want to find out more about that, I'm going to encourage you to be a member of The Good Life because that's where I give some fun stuff away.
And that's about it. My parents are gone. Friendships are more of acquaintances. I had a few people that were like friends I've known for many, many years. I don't talk to them much anymore. A couple of them passed away. And so it's just a solo life that I have here with the YouTube and what it did. And, you know, it's transformed. I made some good money with YouTube, and I bought a camper and I got some vehicles, and now I got a couple motorcycles, and I do very well. And I don't want to get, start veering off. I've talked about this before. If a cruise ship or anything gets off compass, it doesn't follow an airplane, anything. You and your moral compass. And you start accepting that you can do or talk like everybody else is doing or say things online and whatever. And you go, everybody's doing it. It's just a little this. It's harmless. Next thing you know, a week goes by, a month goes by, a year goes by, and you're way over here in left field.
Yeah, with a motorbike and a gold wing. I just want to thank everybody for getting me to 100 votes or us to 100 votes on the poll. Is Teeter blaming haters for his channel failing? At 79%, 100%, they are stealing his content. That's me. I'm a content theft thief. 14% say Tim never pays attention to haters. Really? I find that interesting. And then 7% say no, his channel will have 100K subs. Yes, they will. It will. He is determined. He was determined last year. And though he is losing subscribers, he's going to get to that 100K. If you're just joining our live stream, make sure to hit the likes. Let people know you're here. Great way to support me and just us having smiles. And I hope everybody is safe, especially if you're experiencing anything with the winter storm Fern.
And you're no longer who you were. You've lost your compass. You've lost your guideline. On this channel here, we keep it real. I'm real. We don't edit around here. And we're going to keep the titles back to what I used to title them. And I will be putting in the Buy Me a Coffee link in the description and the Amazon link, because both of those have waned off because you don't mention it. If you don't mention it, like God says, you don't ask, you don't get. And
Well, God don't want you asking like that, Tim. But if you want to send me Buy Me a Coffee just to irritate Tim, there's mine right there on the screen. I do that to troll Tim. Okay. Tim gets upset. He's like, all these reaction channels, other channels, they all got their Buy Me a Coffee, all these links. Well, yeah, Tim, we do that just because you did it. So I did it. But thank you. I've had some awesome Buy Me a Coffee donations. You know who you are. Thank you, guys. And it goes to more and more of the pups getting treats. And they are snoozing at the moment. I had to wrap them in multiple layers of clothes to get them out this morning and keep them dry. And of course, I had given Junebug a bath yesterday. Of course, because she has to have them all the time.
to support this channel, you can do that through those links, especially the Amazon link. I mean, heck, if you had an Amazon link that I could support, I have bought so much crap lately on Amazon. I'm not helping myself at all, but I know people shop.
I know he begs. It was just so funny because he talks about YouTube being the greatest side hustle. I just do my beg to kind of troll Tim's beg. Just like, you have to understand, when you're trolling the person that you're kind of trolling. And I trolled him because he took $58,400 from the U.S. taxpayer. And if like I said, if you're a member of the Good Life community, obviously I try to keep some things a little bit more like under the radar, not under the radar, but kind of within the community, just because it's content. I just, I want to keep, more kind of behind the payroll, I guess, just because of its nature. Not that it's terrible, it's probably good. So if you want to find out some really interesting things about how I really do try to handle Sarasota Tim in reality, because of his kind of not so he's been really targeted my channel and things are not, he thinks he can just continually do this to a fellow creator on a platform, and he's not really able to do that. So you want to find out about that, join the Good Life. We got almost 75 members. I think I have like 74. I don't know. They go up and down. But if you are a member, I really appreciate it. I'd love to get to 100 members. Let's say by Easter. I don't know. I don't make goals like Tim, but that would be great. The work goes to support, obviously, things with Tim. And it's gotten interesting. And you'll find out about that on Wednesday. We do the members only streams that night. All right, keep going. That's my bag and my advertising. There we go.
Like that. I see the Amazon guy here every day, 3 times a day. Different trucks, FedEx. Well, FedEx doesn't count, but Amazon. Just think, if everybody used my link, just think if I was so rich. If everybody did use the link.
No.
Prior to their purchases of buying underwear and whatever you're buying on Amazon, and I got a small commission, which doesn't cost you anything. Really, really be a big difference in my monthly income. And I'm only saying that because if you're going to buy on Amazon anyway, I'm not asking you to give me anything except on the Buy Me a Coffee. That's purely a gift. We all know that. And a lot of you are very gracious to do that. In fact, I had one yesterday. Someone, he bought me a cup of coffee. He says, looks like you need a cup of coffee. I'm watching this other crap out there. And, go get you a cup of coffee on me and get some extra cream. I just thought that was very cool. Thank you.
Kia ora, Catherine. Kia ora. It's nice to join you. You're never too late. Tim, don't rub your nose with your hands. His eyes, man. This is so bad. Oh, and he hates doctors. Oh, he went off about the medical profession again. About how, doctors and this, because he's so angry about his eyes. It's not our fault, Tim. The good news about Tim and his persistently not being good about his eyes, I hope it's a reminder to everybody else not to be a Tim. Make sure you are taking care of your eyes. Things like glaucoma and various different eye pathologies are much better addressed than they had been, saying even our parents, grandparents, whatever generations. So don't forget, it's very important. A lot of us are not realizing that we might have underlying health conditions too, because we just don't know. And that could be affecting our eyes. And why I say at the age of 40, whether you think you see okay or not, you should be going to have your eyes checked and monitored. Can't stress it enough. The one thing that will take you down in aging, if I could stress it more, is your eyesight. And so for him to be just negligent, it's going to be the thing that's going to make this man, if he's not happy in his life now, do what you're doing now and be blind, Tim. You will be miserable. And I think he knows that. And I think that's why he kind of does these kind of little bit kind of like not completely really thought through things, because he's like on a time crunch, I think, in his mind with his eyes.
Very much.
That's my perception.
So the channel has grown leaps and bounds from its beginnings. You know, when I had a forerunner, and I had subscribers like TRD and others that are still with me. And then maybe, just maybe, you know, through the growing pains, that some of the content, I used to get people saying all the time, oh, another coffee video, another McDonald's video, another Walmart video. Well, at least everybody could watch those. Maybe, just maybe, some of the most.
And I guess as a health professional, you know, everyone gets at me because I say I'm a registered nurse. I have to let people know what my credentialing is, you know. I can't be a doctor and come out because people are like, oh, he's a doctor. If I come in like, no, and everyone excuses that. If you come out and you say you're a registered nurse, they always like to say they're a nurse. Professional thing. It's kind of what you deal with online too. But yeah, it's kind of why I kind of don't want people like this.
Motorcycle content lately is just a little
misled,
uninteresting
misleading
to both men and women, especially the women maybe. And here's what I want to tell you. I get it now because, you know, I used to watch hammock camping, and I used to watch motorcycle videos, which I still do now because of this recent purchases, and other.
So yeah, there is a difference. Thank you, from an optometrist and an ophthalmologist, and getting and seeing an ophthalmologist is so important in lieu of two, along with whoever's doing just like your glasses. It's very different. And so, yeah, thanks for pointing that out. Yeah, very different. And they may not see that. So, yeah.
Knot tying. I was big into watching hours and hours of how to tie knots. Yeah, I know. I'm weird. But knots are cool. And I've got a whole playlist on them in my playlist if you want to look at them. All the best ones, man. I mean, they're so cool. And how to hang a hammock and tie down stuff on the back of your truck or whatever. So let me turn this up a little bit so it's not so noisy. The AC. I just needed to sweating down the back of my back here. It's gonna be 80 degrees here today. But anyway, I don't watch those channels, and I realized.
And I'm sorry to hear that for your mom too, because that's very it's gonna be hard. And Tim is very young to be getting this type of diagnosis. He is on the very young side. He really just let his eyes get like, you know, just wow. I mean, it's just, you know, he obviously never wore sunglasses or did things really to take care of his eyes. That's really scary. I mean, it's partly hereditary too. So knowing that people in your family, you know, have a history of it, will know for you. Like, for example, in the UK, if you have family members who have I don't know, but at least I remember if they had glaucoma, then you were going to have access to certain eye exams starting earlier because of that familial history. So it's important that if you know people in your family have those types of conditions, that you yourself are following up, because your propensity for those conditions is at a much higher risk.
That even though some of those knot tying videos got hundreds of thousands of views, tens of thousands of views, and they would be cool to throw one in every now and then, because my channel is eclectic. It's not about one thing. It's no longer about just Social Security. It's no longer about just being a minimalist. It's my life. It's just whatever I'm doing. So excuse me if I got off on a tangent here.
And that's how I know Tim watches me. Because remember I said that he doesn't have a niche and he needs to kind of stick to something on his channel. Otherwise, you've got to figure it out. You know, YouTube doesn't like that. It doesn't understand it for the algorithm, Tim. That's the difficulty. You can keep saying all the time your channel's an eclectic channel and this, that, and the other. But unless you decide it's a vlog channel, or in however you're deciding to, title, you're going to struggle now with YouTube. Your YouTube struggle is going to be very distinct, because you don't know who your audience is. You don't know who your at least I know I do commentary reactions, and I try to stick with things which it also include commentary around health. That's and try to stick with that. And you are showing me all sorts of health stuff
for the last month or two with the recent
do that,
purchases
Tim.
of
You
2
do
wheel
not
machines,
like it.
and it consumed my mind. I also went through a change in life with relationship, and so I was just trying to find my way and claw my way back. And I don't know. This morning I just thought, I'm not declining. I think a lot of this.
I don't think he's ever going to get those poor eyes back to normal, Sammy. I think those eyes, and the way he's been so negligent about even his eye drops and stuff, he could have done that a long time ago, but he hates his eye doctors. So, because when he had the surgery, he was supposed to sit and not do stuff for a while. Literally, he should not have been on camera. He was supposed to not be bending over and doing all this stuff. And he did everything that was opposed to giving his surgery a good outcome, because he's like a prison job to this YouTube, because you know how it is. If you're not uploading content every single day, the algorithm is going to just annihilate you. It was incredible. I've been having for my little channel, I finally was getting a few more subscribers, and I had a strike by Tim, and then suddenly YouTube took away 10 of my subs. I know they say it's drop-offs and stuff or whatever, but it's interesting. It is interesting how they clean up. They decided to, I guess it's kind of alerts them to clean up dead accounts off of your account, and Tim's not growing.
Subscribers that I'm losing. I'm not losing a lot, but
anyway.
I think a lot of people that subscribe during the Social Security videos, they haven't watched in a while. They got the information, they subscribed, and then they don't even look at YouTube anymore, maybe, and they remained a subscriber. And this is true with every YouTube.
Sorry, I realize I get really close to my mic and start talking, and then I'm really close to the camera. Thank God I make Tim the biggest thing here.
Because whenever you get 1 million subscribers, you don't get 1 million views on every video, so they don't correlate. And I have a lot more subscribers than I get views, like any other YouTuber. But I think that YouTube has been doing something, figuring that these are.
I don't know, Tim. I mean, sometimes I have more views than I have subs, and I have a lot more viewers than I have subscribers. And I think my numbers kind of match more closely than yours. Yours 67.5, and then your actual views, it's that's a sign your channel went up and now it's plateaued. I'm not saying that my channel's getting massive. I'm always trying to find another one, somebody else like you, Tim, to talk about.
Dormant or bots. I mean, I'm just speculating. I've heard everything. I Googled it. I'm trying to figure out why did they go down. And of course, I enjoy, subscribers increasing daily, weekly, especially during the 2 years ago with Social Security. I could see thousands of new ones a day. I mean, it was just incredible. I really hit lightning with the Social Security videos, because it was right after the pandemic. Baby boomers didn't have a job to go back to, or they didn't want to go back to a workplace or be around people with what they feared with the illness. And so they said, what is Social Security about? Should I collect it now? What's this penalty I hear about and all this stuff? And then here comes Sarasota Tim with a video that God just told me to put out. I was very excited about it because I started collecting it. And I
don't think God told you to put out that video, Tim. And this is sounds like my discussion points here, which is how I know you potentially listen to my videos. And if you're on premium, I appreciate it, Tim. I've said all of these points, and I'm sure other channels have too. So I'm not going to take it as just me. But I know I've really labored out this point about him and the time that it occurred and how it just kind of got him lucky. But he did not know, because he then at that point should have probably had potentially found somebody to help him manage his channel other than Miss Tammy. Because Tammy didn't know what she was doing with the channel. And Tim didn't either. So he squandered that opportunity. He's literally squandered that opportunity. I'm still waiting for mine because my channel's still kind of new comparatively.
Still propose you get it as soon as you can. And especially the way the world has turned. I talk about how people age from 62 to 67. Forget that. Look at how the world has changed from 2024 to 2026. We're not even but a month into 2026. I mean, in a year, there's been more things happening. It happened so fast. We forget a week later about a war, even about blowing up something, about a catastrophe, a riot, an election issue, a thing. All this crazy stuff going, inflation and interest rates and housing markets and stock market and gold prices. And it's just so much being thrown at us in the media that it's spinning so fast that people, what they do is they have to block it out. Your brain cannot take all of that and be cognizant of it all the time. So you basically just blur out and focus on what you choose to focus on. And here's the mistake people make. They can always.
Was it this one video? Because this video is just Tim's regular hogwash going back to my roots, i.e., the bite content is killing my channel. I mean, you've actually had some of your best views, Tim, with your bite content. You might as well just stick with it. You know, you might as well just stick with it. You can't just flippy flop.
Hearts at you. They know what they're doing out there, you know, and everybody receives the one they want. When I used to sell my coupon book for auto maintenance, it had tire rotations, brake adjustments, oil changes,
right.
muffler inspection, and radiator check, your coolant, your fluid level. It had a whole list, a travel inspection. I can't tell you how many people, when I sold that and presented it in my little sales pitch, bought it because they were getting ready to go out of town. They wanted to get their car inspected, or they're going to buy a used car. They wanted to get somebody to look at it. Other ones bought it strictly because, of course, the big part of it was free oil changes for the small amount of money they paid for this booklet. Other ones bought it for gifts. You never knew. So when they throw all this information at you in the world today, people receive.
Tim has always been kind of low effort, which is why when that one video made him so much money and gets him so much views, it just is like, oh, it's gonna blow his brain up. He's trying to figure out how to replicate that because he made a lot of money, guys. When you make money on YouTube and your views get up there, you got to think 3.1 million views on a monetized video, and you break it down, say he's getting just at a minimum, say $5 per 1,000, and you divide it in there and you get your numbers, you can realize that video netted him a lot of money. And then afterwards, he had some other videos, never quite that high, but he had a couple with Miss Tammy starring in them where he did decently, a couple 100,000 views. And then he was consistently putting out videos, getting 10, 20,000 views, putting out a few a day. And he certainly was making very good money. Okay. And he could see it every day in that YouTube studio. Tim was very excited, very excited. You could always tell him the way he run around and laugh and his buy me a coffee and all those people coming in. You got to think then potentially using his Amazon links, because of that parasocial relationship, whatever. But he was definitely in a very different place than he is now. YouTube, you can lose it really fast. And it's sad because Tim shouldn't be encouraging people for this as a side hustle, in retirement, because it's a full-time job for him every single day. And he doesn't enjoy it always.
And they block out everything else. They receive what they want to focus on. And what the problem is people have lost their moral compass. They're starting to accept negativity, hatefulness, sin, and just plain nastiness, whether it be perversion on TV or on the media. They've just gotten away from focusing on how to live a positive, happy, focused, friendly, sharing, good life. And so we become a society, not everybody, but it's a loud voice because the devil is real and evil is real and hate is real. We see it. We see it on social media. We see it in our government. We see it everywhere. People get behind the wheel of their car on the roads. We see crazy actions. And, and then you can go to other places. Like when I was in Tennessee, I put my turn signal on. Everybody stop. Go ahead. I mean, at least some people are unaffected because they're rooted in with the basics and the principles of morality and Christian belief and neighborly ways. And just they're different. And the young people today that are
Tim's morality, Christian beliefs, and the blah, blah, blah way. Tim, you don't follow any of that stuff. Stop LARPing. Stop LARPing as a Christian. I'm counting down the days till my Christian cosplayer video is returned, Tim.
Up while there's plenty of good ones that were raised right. You've got these ones that's never had their ass whooped, and they're just running amok. They run down these streets here. They're 25 miles an hour at 80.
I actually don't think he's buying ads because I did do a check to see if he was purchasing any ads, and I didn't find his name. I did a Google Ads transparency check, and Sarah said that Tim's name was not showing up. So Tim is, and he talks about in this video, or one of these videos, about how people are stealing his tags. So he's going to AI and he's taking time to find out what he should tag his videos with. So he is trying to get into the algorithm. But I don't think he's buying views or ads because I did check that.
Miles an hour. They take their muffler off their car and they make as loud a noise as they can. And they must live in the neighborhood because they're going up and down here every night. And where's the cops? I mean, the cops haven't figured this out yet.
LGBTQ.
The cops don't do anything. They don't want to pull anybody over. They're afraid of getting shot. And people acting a fool. And
thank you, DJ Shelly Shell, for that super chat. He's also talking about out LGBTQ here. Yeah. He's rude about everybody, girl. He rude about everybody. Tim's a bigot. What can I say?
Where is it? Minneapolis or Wisconsin or somewhere I've been hearing about? I haven't looked at it. I was talking to my neighbor yesterday. He goes, I got to go check the news. There's a big riot going on. I'm like, I don't even know because I don't watch it.
Tim, they shot an ICU nurse up there from what I understood. So I really don't want to talk about that situation. And I think you shouldn't probably delve into it either. This is for smiles at the moment, okay? All right? Let's just smile. All right? It's a lot, Tim.
And like people, when they talk about these hateful people on the internet that want to make hateful videos about Sarasota Tim, I don't even know. I don't watch it.
Yeah.
And if I did see something like that, and I have, I press the 3 dots using my remote control. I just long press, 3 dots come up, and it says,
Tim, you don't 3 dot. One thing is like you have mentioned, like I should try to go back, but like I'm too busy, like with the stuff to like times that I've mentioned things on my channel, and then you've repeated it literally on your channel. I know you're trying to tell people about the 3 dots because you don't want your subs coming and finding our content. Stop telling people about the 3 dots, Tim. Okay? Your audience is intelligent. I promise you.
save or report and all that. And I put, do not recommend this channel. And then it says confirm. And then you know what? I never seen it again. Whether it be CNN.
I appreciate you gifting that membership. Who was the lucky winner? I'm almost hoping it was Irish Eyes. Oh no, it was Cats KC 5488. You were so close, Irish Eyes. But thank you so much, Carol. That was so sweet. That was so sweet. I think that's some of our foodie folk over there. But we're going to make sure we do some foodie at some point. Thank you for that generosity. Hopefully they catch out the members only because we talk about some really juicy, good stuff over there, guys. Thank you, Carol.
Hateful channel, something I'm just totally not interested in, so I can get new things presented to me on YouTube. And I'm a proponent of positive thinking. I believe in God. I believe in being nice. I believe in trying to be the best man I can be. And I know that you get more bees with honey. So I try to avoid that.
He actually made me lose my words.
I'm cognizant of catching myself when I start becoming like that. I get back in my lane. And some people, they just lose their way. They're just like, oh, that feels good. That looks good. I'm doing that. I'm going to watch that. I'm going to talk like that.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
You're missing your life.
You'll get there one day. I know it.
Arguing points that make no sense. I mean, life is more important and it's too short to waste it on arguing, hatefulness, eating the wrong things, acting the wrong way, driving the wrong way. You're going to get a ticket. You're going to get your insurance.
Hatefulness, Tim, you strike my channel all the time. All the time. That is some hateful stuff. You could just let it go. You could let it go and just realize there's going to be some reaction channels out here. But now, Tim, you have made it so much more like intense than it had to be. I mean,
obey the laws and obey the laws of God. Read your Bible because it's really the handbook of life of how to act.
Peace with honey.
Just imagine, like you can't imagine if you want to go to northern Georgia and Tennessee and Alabama and you can find places right here in Florida, I'm sure, where the whole flavor of the community or the city is in general, and then you go to these places what you hear about in the news, right? In Seattle or someplace in Oregon or Minneapolis or Wisconsin, wherever's going on with these riots right now. Now, while it might be concentrated and there might be unbelievable great places around it, I'm sure
Tim wants to go out in a full rage. You could tell he just wants to rage it out. And he had to hold it in, guys. He's upset about the bike. Bike mod's not going well. Not getting the views. He was hoping I think he's so impatient. Tim, you just have to understand. You got that, that kind of unicorn with that video. And some people get the unicorns, and that's it. That's all your channel will ever get. And I think people saw through you.
Sure there are.
That's it, Tim.
You've got a collective
cauldron
of just hate. Stay away, man. Move out of there. So anyway, I'm in a great environment here. There's no hate anywhere around my little area, my surroundings. And we had someone in here that was smoking pot.
Yes.
It was just prevalent everywhere. I mean, it stunk. I can't stand the smell of it. And it seemed like 24 hours a day. You walk out of your door and all you smell was weed. And I guess they're because they're no longer here. So I like that. Keep your environment and make your surroundings good. Make yourself good. Shine your light, and you'll expose the darkness. Now, where are we going with this video? We're just talking. Let's go off. Congratulations.
Tim upset that his neighbors are getting high. Because he's not. He wants to really live. 1 minute he happy about the scuba lessons, next minute he complaining about everyone getting high on weed. All right, Tim.
It's to Hartford again for winning the flashlight.
Which is it?
The drawing. In case you didn't see that video, you won it. Let's make some more coffee. Can I use the same filter? No, because I want the same exact formula that I made. And one thing I got, plenty of filters. So what else are we going to talk about? We're not going to talk about the things that, like I said, how to tie knots, motorcycles. I mean, why did that light come on?
And see, that's Tim's mistake. Tim's mistake is he's watching other people's content, trying to figure out. I mean, and you should. I mean, that's kind of like, I guess you do have to watch other YouTubers in order to understand how to become a better YouTuber, in reality. Watching other people's content will help your content. And Tim certainly is watching a lot now. He's got premium, and I think it's driving him a little bit like in a tizzy. Keep going, Tim. Keep going. I keep hitting the button. Why are you not playing? What's going on? All right, hold on, guys. Keep hitting play, but nothing. Oh, it's because he's off the camera.
Come on out there. Someone has to go in front of it. Where's my gun? It could be an animal or a dog or something like that, but I just happened to look out my door there and saw it come on. Anyway, motorcycles, moto vlogging, taking this channel to be a motorcycle channel is over. I'm not selling them. I'm not getting rid of them. I'm not going to stop enjoying them.
Oh, God.
I don't know why, other than I've never had a dirt bike before. And
gosh. Did we have a bet? We needed to have a poll on how long was it? I think we didn't we? At least about the Goldwing. Like, how many days was it before he got rid of the Goldwing? Goldwing hasn't quite come up for sale. I have a feeling the dual sport is going to be a casualty soon, but it's had so many modifications. It's probably sitting so taken apart. It might be difficult to sell it. Oh, Lord. Oh, wow. I mean,
I started watching these videos of this guy that is doing what I want to do with my channel. I want to go out west and travel like I've always done. You guys like that. And just to sit there with a tent, or like I did with the camper, and go get coffee and drive around. And I'm looking at those trails. Every time I went to Laughlin, I was like, look at those trails, man. It took me back to my sand rail days, And I was like, man, I need a sand rail. I need a quad. I need something. I've never been a dirt bike enthusiast because, you do have to have the boots and the shoulder pads and the knee pads and the hip pads in case you go down, you can get back up.
Right.
So you know,
Absolutely, full of lies. We already have video from 2022 of when he bought a dirt bike or some type of, whether it was a dual sport or an enduro or a dirt bike, because there's all different types in that sort of, you know, genre of motorcycles, I guess, sort of type of motorcycles. And he had one type, and it didn't stay for long, and he rode it like once or twice, and then that thing was gone. So this is Tim once again not being truthful. And it's just, you know, classic for these types of folk. just You've had them before, Tim, and you sold it. About 4 years ago, Darling did a video.
whatever reason, God, somebody convinced me
Just full of it.
to buy
Lies.
the
Lies.
dual sport. We can still ride on the street, but you can't drive that from here to the Arizona.
It's too old
thought,
for
hey,
the life crisis.
That motorcycle wreck, and take it out there and camp. Leave this big old camper here. Ooh, that smells good.
Right.
This is that Bob and Kathy coffee. And
No,
then just,
he
you know,
doesn't.
ride your dirt bike and come back and make a video and talk about it on evening chat around the fire. But I already made a procurement. Oh, darn it. I just made a mess. I've already bought the Goldwing. Sorry, my back's to you.
Yeah, and then this time of year, he may not be getting as many offers for review stuff because, like, Christmas is the time, like November up to Christmas is the time where you're going to be having far more companies reach out to you. And like I said, for his review stuff, I don't know if it's necessarily he cares about having the views, but he's going to have like the views in order to get companies wanting to reach out to him in order to get him product to do reviews. If your channel is like not really got a lot of engagement, it's going to make it less appealing for advertisers. And Tim is definitely not concerned if his channel wants to see his review content. He wants to get those products, this is my opinion, in order to have the product in hand. If he wants to use the product, then he will. If not, it's something he can sell on Facebook Marketplace for money. It's a way for him to turn something for money. And he probably did it a lot better in the past, making probably pretty good money when he was a bigger channel. I mean, he had so many ways that he was really doing very well. Other than the U.S. taxpayer money. The buy me a coffees, the Amazon links, these products, selling the products on Facebook Marketplace, getting people sending him stuff, people sending him gift cards for him and Tammy to go out to have dinner. I mean, it was just the bigger his channel got, the more stuff he got given. That's just kind of how the influencer life works. And he really got a taste of it. And now it's kind of like fading. It's going to be hard for him.
And it seems to be sitting. Wait, don't get ahead of me. It's sitting because I'm sitting too. I'm not going to take that other one. It's too damn cold. I checked the weather in Moab this morning, and Quartzsite and Pine Valley, Lone Pine, California, on the 395 where I like to go. That's where this one guy rides his bike, same bike. And I ain't going there right now. It's freezing. It's like 17 degrees in Moab. It's 30 right now in Atlanta. Now I know there's a storm. Freezing storm, but it's still January. So I'm enjoying it right here. I need to enjoy it more, you know, go to the beach and stuff. Today I'm going to be doing the, I didn't tell you about that, right? The pool diving thing, 12 to 4. Hartford, you're the winner. But I can't wait to get out of here, but I don't want to go into cold weather. I wouldn't want to stay here if it was burning ass hot. I'd want to go to get some altitude. So really right now is good. And I'm kind of getting everything together. I also have that review to do on that bike, that e-bike. They don't want me to release all the videos and stuff until next month because that's when they're going to have them all ready to go out the door. What a machine that little thing is. And a couple of other little deals that I'm working on. And so, you know, it is what it is. But I also want to get in a little better shape. The scale went down and the scale went up, and here we go. And I didn't think it would be that way. I thought I was going to be committed the rest of my life. I'd be 185 by now. I'm up to 200 again. Such is life, folks. You know, I took the channel, I moved it using AI for titles and description. Didn't do much. I bought the motorcycles, which I still like, and I started incorporating them in the videos. You know, not everybody.
Oh, so he's using AI to do his titles and descriptions. Interesting. Yeah, I thought the titles seemed like, oh, They had that kind of the titles had that kind of sense to them. See, I kind of come up with my own. All the wild titles, that's my wild thoughts. This isn't like T-Dirt. That's me. Sometimes I've used Grammarly on occasion, but most of the time I'm just thinking of the titles on my own. Occasionally they have like this thing. I think he's using like a generative thing. Sometimes it works, Tim. Who knows?
Nice cup of tea,
Yeah,
especially my audience. So I thought, well, I'm bringing in a new audience. I don't want to neglect the community that built me, that loves me. So we're just going to do for YouTube what I said works. And that's just me talking, because all this and traveling, but all this other stuff is just my own personal thing that I'm doing that I will be doing. I'll throw a video in every now and then, writing it or something, or talking about it. But I understand that I've been OCD and, motorcycle and all that kind of stuff. But this morning is morning chat. We had a drawing. We're making coffee. We'll have an evening chat tonight. We'll make them through the videos, going through the day, driving in the truck, going to the park, all the things that is just my life. And if they become redundant to you, I've heard it before. Let's get this coffee going, man. I can't wait for another cup. Get more hopped up. And
YouTube has Tim just baffled. Absolutely baffled. It's, you've got to figure out what your niche is. Some of them, Tim, they take work. Like some of these people who get all these videos together and they write scripts, that's work, Tim. They probably sit down and like batch record videos. And so they probably sit down, maybe they change their outfits, I'm sure they're not doing it every day. I'm sure they have a system in place in order to be able to, create that much content and still try to balance out a life. Because to be able to, like, when I watch some of these people who do like TikTok reaction videos and stuff, to sit down every day, find those videos, put the videos together, sit down, record, and, an interesting, reaction, put it together, make it, something that's 20 minutes. It's actually a lot of work. It really does take time. Now they are rewarded with their views, but they really do put some work and some content effort. It takes effort. It really does. Tim got like rewarded because people were at home and people were looking for things to do. And people were finding YouTube and finding YouTube too, in order to find out maybe how they could create their own channel or content. So maybe people watching Tim were people who also wanted to start their own content. So weren't necessarily, Tim got very rewarded for some lazy content, literally no research, regurgitating, saying he had a secret, something for Social Security. He had no secrets. No secrets.
I have been, as far as that weight thing goes, I have been
caught you the old man in a nursing home. Yeah.
And
very soon.
It has started to work. I've been going to the gym for a good week or 10 days now on a regular daily basis. I think I only missed one day. And I feel it too in the morning when I get up. It's like,
and he could have done so many more smart things, investing and really securing a retirement for somebody who didn't really have it to begin with. But he has just blown so much money on the Honda. He talks about the Honda in a minute, and it's just anyway, I'll let him tell you.
pretty sore a little bit. Also, this has to go. This is probably a bad thing. I said it before, but you can't believe a damn thing I say. These have to go. Okay, there's no alcohol in these, but they're still the same belly busters,
No, there
right?
it is.
And I actually felt like I got a little bit.
No, Tim, they still do have a little, they can't eradicate all the alcohol out of it. It's going to have a little bit, okay? They're not fully non-alcoholic, okay? It's like caffeine, decaffeinated coffee, okay? Even if it says decaffeinated, there's still a minor amount of caffeine in that coffee. You can't strip it completely out in the process.
A headache or something. I had 2 or 3. It was hot, 80 degrees yesterday. I was monkeying around with that motorcycle, trying to change the handlebars. I made a video. I'm not going to post it. I'm hanging the camera right here. I'm going through it. It got to be another flustered deal. Nothing's working. Nothing's aligning. I took my stock ones off. But it was hot at the end of the day, and I started pounding 2 or 3 of these. Then I had something to eat, and I had another one. I probably drank 4 or 5 of those things. This morning I felt like not bad, not like alcohol would do to you. But I thought, you know what? All it is still a belly bomb. Drink water. My neighbor over here says, I just drink water. I offered him one. He goes, oh, no. Because he doesn't drink alcohol either, but he didn't even want one. I'm like, what does he know? I don't know. I don't want one anymore either. Water. Just water. I guarantee you that's been a problem because I've consumed my share of them damn things. Hey, coffee's almost ready. That's something I'm never going to give up. Let's go. Oh, look at the color. That's good. That's good color. Oh, no.
He just really doesn't like to drink water. I mean, I'm just drinking a sparkling water at the moment, I must admit. But through my workday, I just drink ice cold water. That's it. Just water.
On the black part.
Nothing else.
Then we got the cream color. Turn the pot off. You feel the sweat running down my back. Here. Look at that, huh? That's how you drink coffee. And thanks to you guys that told me about heavy whipping cream. Some of you don't know it, but half and half is milk.
So basically, what Tim has worked out is he can still get 2.8 thousand views on a video with zero doing this and coming out and just talking out, in comparison to him actually feeling like he had to get his equipment together and film a video because he's not going to try to do that persistently over a period of time in the hopes to build a channel. Tim, I think, I never said my channel's never blown up, but yours blew up and you managed to, you frittered it away. God gave you a blessing and you wasted it, Tim.
Sugar in it. And I don't know if this got sugar.
You wasted your blessings.
Folks.
Yeah.
That is good coffee.
Yeah.
Man, that is good. 1 bottle, 2 scoops.
Thank you.
I keep messing around with it. I think I got it dialed in. And if I put 2 bottles in and 4 scoops, it doesn't come out the same. So this makes a good cup and a refresh. And I'll just do it again if I want more, which I don't really need more. And also it doesn't leave any old just sitting there. I'm pretty much not wasting any too. So that's my new program. And speaking of programs, life is going to be very exciting for me anyway, because I'm going to make it exciting. I'm going to be Sarasota Tim, the traveler. Cowboy Tim is out there somewhere in the West, waiting in the wings for me to come out.
Yes, thank you, Sammy.
But yeah, after I take one trip in the spring, late spring.
Late spring is the travel time? I thought we were traveling in February. What? How come I feel like the travel is not going to, he did get to Georgia. I'll give him that. We'll see. Might take him a while though. I feel like it's going to be postponed.
Early summer, when I can go to Yellowstone in those northern states with the Gold Wing.
No.
And I do this cross country
no,
on the highways and the byways. I'm not worried about getting off into trails and dirt roads. I'm just looking to keep it upright. Go down the road with that amazing machine. After I get my yayas out and do it one more time, hey, I might sell it.
Yeah, thank you.
And whatever brings, it brings. But I think about the little dirt bike, how it's like an e-bike or something I can put in the back of the truck, even when I tow my camper. And the reason I sold that Honda Accord was, when the hurricane season comes, I had to leave the Honda, and I took the camper, which I would want to do, it's my home, and the truck, and I left, and I went to wherever's safe. And I'll do that again. But the car, it was a $40,000 car sitting here vulnerable, or where I had it.
Yeah, you were going to leave Fred and Raffaella behind until your chat told you that. Why are you leaving poor Fred and Raffaella behind? And you got the car because you thought it was going to save you money on gas, and you lost a bunch of money on that car, Tim. You have just wasted more money than I can imagine. But then you get so cheap about other stuff. It's just, I guess there's nothing more frustrating than watching somebody get cheap on a steak dinner at a good restaurant and then just blow money on something on a dirt bike, on a dual sport that the person had no business spending probably money on because you didn't have the expertise. It's not like you're a 20-year-old at home trying to start a hobby. Gosh. I mean, you're going to need stuff for your health care, Tim.
Parked in my friend's garage. It was still vulnerable. The hurricane came here. I didn't take it with me.
Can't.
And so the bike being, smaller and everything like that, I worry about that. It's
Right.
insured and everything, but if I want to boogie out of here and move to Arizona
Yes.
or somewhere else, the logistics of moving 2 vehicles with the dirt bike, like I
He
said,
has lost so much money between the Goldwing, the Honda. I mean, and then to turn around and tell his audience they should do better about hitting the subs, hitting the likes, participating in his Amazon affiliate links, hitting his buy me a coffee. I mean, that would be like me, I appreciate everything that everybody does because Tim does have legal costs for me. But I just think like it is a fine line. You've got to grow your channel, and you just hope that when he hit it out the park with that Social Security, I don't think that Tim had realized kind of what YouTube money could look like. He'd had a little bit, but when he got that, I think it just totally changed his like perceptions of money and how to spend money and what to in that easy money from the taxpayer. He just got so much money so quickly, so easily, and he just blew it. Just doesn't know how to hold on to his money. Just wants to spend it. I get like in panics when I spend money.
one of you mentioned they could put a trailer hitch on the front of my truck and put it up there.
I just
Build a trailer hitch strong enough, it'll go up there. I know somebody else that does that. Or you just put it in the bed of the truck. You can't put it on the back of the truck because you're pulling the camper. So it's got to go in the bed. And you can take both. And that would be awesome because now you go out west, you got the house with you, and you can take that bike off. I just got to find a way of getting it off and on that high bed.
I've watched a video recently about a YouTuber who has a channel with over 500,000 subscribers. And I guess he stepped away from the platform and now he's coming back and he says he has no money. And people are like, how can you have a channel that had 500,000 subscribers and some of the video views that you had and you had no money? And I think it's like, it's really about your mentality around money. Some people are just going to naturally be savers and other people are going to naturally be spenders. And Tim, as we know, is a spender. And so he inflated his lifestyle in some ways with the vehicles, particularly, I think is where he really inflated his lifestyle when his channel kicked off, because he didn't have a fancy car, and he didn't think that this may not last forever. He may not be the new Mr. Beast, There's very few YouTubers that have reached those types of financial pinnacles, and some who do, they've saved their money and then they step away. Because they realize there is going to be a time and you're going to burn out. It's not going to be forever.
It's
not.
If I could do that now, I would have bought the little carrier I have. At the same time, I would because my generator's back there. And
behavior.
The bike has to be sideways. So, seems like the dirt bike would be a nice toy to keep. To putz around on in the desert.
Tim, I don't know if you're in a financial place to have toys. I mean, this is where I get into this conundrum because I don't want to feel like I'm somebody who is like the police for somebody's money or trying to think that I know better about how to spend your money than he does. But when I would think that somebody is aging and has limited access to resources, it's good. I get it. Tim doesn't want to give this money away to boring stuff like doctors and eye stuff and boring stuff and dentists. I get it, Tim. That stuff seems boring. I get it, but that boring stuff does unfortunately keep you in good health to enjoy the fun stuff, as we age. It's kind of like, and it just, I think that's where he's at. He doesn't want to spend, he's never wanted to spend his money on the boring stuff. Boring stuff to Tim is rent, kids, doctors, healthcare. You know, that's boring stuff, you know. Fun stuff is motorbikes and clothes and all that. That's, you know, it's very childish. It's extremely immature, you know. And I don't think that anybody should follow him for minimalism tips. He can't manage his money.
I did buy a couple things that I didn't need, like a comfort seat.
You know,
Like I'm going to tour on it. And I bought these handlebars I got involved with yesterday. And it turns out that the handlebars are fine,
I
but
don't want to be judgmental.
the
Yeah,
hand guards are very funny. Your
exactly.
hands don't fit on it right.
Yeah, I don't want to judge because everybody has the right to do what they want with their money. But also, you know, when do you have to consider things so you don't become a burden to other people? You know, and I understand stuff's expensive. Nothing's fair. I don't think that the younger generation is going to be able to save for retirement the way that Tim's generation could. You know, I don't think so. I think that's not a fair thing for them. You know, we're trying to say that people are bad with their money is why people can't save for retirement now. I think it's like things are so expensive for younger people, cost of housing, everything else. It's going to be really hard. But I think Tim had a very different moment in history, and he really could have provided for himself very well as an older individual. This didn't have to be Tim's, but Tim is somebody who just wanted to take the easiest routes possible, you know, and he wants everyone else to pick up the tab.
With the cables and the clutch and the brake. And it's just like, it was like that little valve thing I was trying to take out, the throttle body. But I ain't going there anymore. I read your comments, a stock bike for resale value and all that. I'm not doing any of that crap. I'm not doing any of that. The other things I've done, not a penny was wasted to make it more comfortable. The pegs and this and that, riding pants, helmets, all that stuff. Handlebars, you know, I don't know. So we're going on and on here, and I'm all hopped up. It's still 6:42 a.m. Daylight is coming soon. Going to be at the pool today, videoing the diving situation at noon. And then I'm going to be going to...
And that's a really scary thought, you know, and things are getting really expensive. And I think, you know, you see a lot of people who assumed, like people who had 401ks and they thought things correctly for their time to retire, and are finding that, you know, we weren't expecting these massive increases in costs of living and so forth. And I just find like Tim's whole thing about the Flagstaff is really disingenuous, because he likes to say he only spent $32,000, but he forgets about that wolf pup trade-in and all of that money. So everything that he kind of builds on his channel about the low cost of how he lives, that's not even true. None of it. I mean, just, oh my gosh. And you didn't work and save for any of this stuff, Tim.
The gym and going and getting some steps in, and maybe I'll ride the Goldwing today because the handlebars on the other one I've got half four off, and the grips that I got to go on the end are the wrong ones. Those are for an ATV, like a quad.
I just find it, I'm going to let him keep on talking, but as somebody who's reacted to Tim for a while, it is kind of frustrating to see the number of lies he tells his audience.
And the way you give a quad gas, the way you give the throttle is a thumb throttle. So the grip that goes on the right hand, which is like this on a motorcycle, it isn't the one that goes over a throttle tube. It's just the one that goes over a handlebar. It's small. And so, yeah, I ordered. This is what was frustrating for me. I trusted that AI to tell me what parts to get. And I mean, I have so many things, hundreds of dollars I've sent back that I haven't been credited for yet.
Oh my God.
They're in transit. And when you get a return shipping label from these companies, they don't give you a FedEx overnight. We'll pay for it to get back here tomorrow. Get you your money back as quick as possible. You're looking at a couple of weeks. In the meantime, I had to buy the right parts. So now I've got double the money just floating out there. And I've lost track of what.
Tim, none of this is anybody else's problem. Do you get that? You know, I mean, I get it. You know, he's watching. Oh my goodness.
No. I simply asked. I said, I wish I could have that dry bacon. Well, I mean, you know what that is.
You know, we all know what happens online, guys. We get it.
I have gotten a refund for, haven't gotten a refund for. What I bought, I mean, I really have. By the time the dust settles, I think I'm going to get the short end of the stick somewhere. Live and learn. I'm not going to worry myself about it. I have a great life. I've got everything I want, pretty much.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to get back in lane. and continue this life.
Yep, they had that Black Monday when everything fell from the internet bubble or the tech bubble or everything, right? We were like at the end of 88 or whatever it was, there was that huge black swan event. And when just like the economy was crashing, we've had so many recessions as Generation X. It's like, when isn't there a recession?
This YouTube channel in the direction that is the most rewarding. Now, I used to work a lot harder on making my videos every day than I have been by being distracted building this dirt bike and consume myself with buying parts and looking at YouTube videos of what to get and all that, and completely, like 1-2 videos a day. And, it's showing. And it's actually harder work and less fun than me just standing in front of a camera here and posting videos and talking to you guys. And it's more rewarding, both feeling wise to me and financially.
Wow.
So,
that's
got my attention in a heartbeat.
Right.
So I'm back to uploading videos and talking to you guys, and I'll make my own time to do these things out here and won't bother you with it. All right. So that's
going to irritate Tim because, Tim wants to monetize every aspect of his life, but he realizes that if he'd done one good vlog a day, just catching up with what he was up to, it's probably all he needed to do. Could have kept his channel maybe going, ticking around, Could have kept it up in the 20,000 if you hadn't deleted people's comments and been thankful or, because you had a viral moment, Tim, and you squandered it. Video
to an end. There's a $350 purchase that I don't even want. It's a seat. And it's supposed to be very comfortable. And I'm sure it is. But it does not. It distracts from the looks of my bike. My seat on there is supposedly a 2x4, but it says Kawasaki.
I think the economists say all sorts of stuff, but I think it's how we feel in our pockets at the end of the day.
And it's got green on the side of it. And I put that on. I just set it on top. I didn't put it on. I'm like, wait a minute. Nah.
Yeah,
I contacted them like, you can't quit us.
Now.
If you send it back, we want something. First of all, we're going to not give you the shipping money back.
Yeah, but Tim, doesn't want to be tied to, because that's not fun for Tim. I think Tim is still likes to think that his money's for fun stuff.
We're going to deduct it. We're only going to give you what you paid for.
That's why Tim doesn't think houses are fun. An RV is fun. You can roll around and travel. It's not fun to be in a condo. Not for Tim. Somebody else's condo and they're paying for it. Like Miss Tammy, maybe he's sharing the rent. That's okay. But, it's like, Tim really has a tough time wanting to pay the boring bills. He really does. He likes just to, even at 67 years old, this guy still just wants to have fun. And that's okay. As long as you don't expect the American taxpayer to pay for it, Tim. But we chipped in over a lot of money, over 70 grand in certain amounts of money, Tim.
15%, not even 10, 15% restocking fee because we want something.
Oh no.
And you pay to ship it.
He gets so mad. Listen to him. Yeah, they want 15% restocking fee. How dare they? Oh my God, he gets so mad if he thinks someone taking his money, and he take money from people all day long. He didn't have any problem taking $58,400 from the American taxpayer. But these businesses that may be individuals who are doing drop shipping or stuff, and maybe that's why they discourage from the return stuff. Oh, he mad. He thinks that, every business should take a loss because of him. He is so entitled. His entitlement to everything is just wild. It's wild. I've never known anything of the like. I'm like I said, I'm somebody who's never really been a big returner. If I buy something, it's because I really want it. I've thought about it. I don't want to think about returning stuff all the time. It's not my mentality. This man, waster.
Now that's a big box. And because of the dimensions, it's kind of expensive. You don't have an account. So, I mean, it's like, okay, let me just, because I thought of the idea, just go take a $200 or $100 and just throw it out in the street versus just keep it. So I'm keeping it. And
right. So, I mean, it's, these businesses, they're in it to make money. They're not here to give us, a good day. It's a very, there was a time when America was so abundant and, businesses to keep customers happy, they did give a lot of stuff, and really bent over backwards to keep the customer happy. That America don't exist anymore. This is America owned by private equity and stuff, Tim. Or people who own drop shipping companies. Oh my God. They got tired of people like you.
I find my butt hurts on this one. I'll put that one on. Try it out. And the same thing with the tires. I bought these tires. I got brand new tires. I got 100 miles on them. And I've already got brand new tires out there that are supposed to be so much better for ripping and roaring in the dirt. And what I got rips and roars in the dirt and the street. In fact,
I guess he got banned from filming in there because we don't see any videos inside Walmart anymore. So something happened. They finally cracked down on him filming in there. Somebody, because he's not filming like he used to in the Walmart. So something happened. He won't ever tell us.
I don't know if I want to ride them on the street. So they wanted the same thing. And now when I buy something, I'm checking to make sure that the return policy isn't like, yeah, we'll give you some money back. No, I'm not buying from them anymore.
Oh, yes. How dare they? How dare they? Ugh. Take Tim's, grifted money away from him. Grifted off of YouTube too.
All right. So like I said, I'll end up taking it.
I feel like the AdSense people should get their money back as well.
Up to you know what on a couple of items, but I still have the items, so Fred told me, look, what's the point of sending it back and taking a loss and you have to buy it again?
All right. Well, it's just a prediction that all of this stuff is going to end up on Facebook Marketplace at some point. All of it. A whole lot of it. Keep going, Tim.
So, keeping the tires. The seat. Beautiful seat. You interested? It's in.
Here's a man who gets upset if he thinks buy me a coffee, pay it forward time is over $10. But just the money wasted on this stuff, just without a thought in the world. Do you think he spent even that fraction of that amount of money on his grandchildren for Christmas? Oh my God. Oh. Imagine Tim's your grandpapa. This is your granddad. This is your granddad, Tim, guys. Got all that money from YouTube. What did you get? Nothing. What did Grandpa Tim get? Everything.
Here, Kawasaki, KLX, that is. All right, so let's end this one. I keep saying that, so this time I am.
Yeah, crush it. Okay. All right, Tim, what other videos did you put out, if anything, today? Okay, he's got over 2,000 views on this one in 8 hours. He's not going to like that. Let's see. Did he put anything else out? Nope, that was it. He's probably trying to deal with his bike still. There's no secrets here, guys. All right. So Tim is not doing any crushing it for Christ. There's no motivational talk. He is done with the KLX. Well, Tim, you've almost got 4,000 views over here on that. That should have been worth it. People wanted to find out how you wasted your day. I thought that would have been a good one. Okay, let me end this poll. I appreciate you guys being here today. It's been fun. We have 18 votes. That's awesome, guys. Okay, so is T-Dirt, my new nickname for Tim with the dirt bike, blaming haters for his channel failing? 100%. They are stealing his content is 78% of the vote, and that came in at number 1, so thank you. At number 2, at 15%, Tim never pays attention to the haters. And I think you guys are just being contrarians there. And then at 7%, no, his channel will have 100K subs, and he is working hard. He is banging his head, guys, against that. So if you ever did, though, I did want to share this. If you ever did want to find out if somebody is having an ad at all, I'll share this to you real quick. So share this tab instead. So for example, Google Ads Transparency Center. So you can go in ads in the United States. So if you wanted to see if Sarasota Tim was running any ads on his channel, you can see he's not an advertiser. He's not running anything on Google to try to up his views. You can look at other channels. Let's say, oh gosh, I'm trying to think of a big channel. Let's say Mr. Beast. Is Mr. Beast running any ads on his channel? Doesn't look like it. But I did hear that, say, for example, the Daily Wire is running a lot of ads here. Just because I found out about this one. So you can see that they are paying to promote their content there. So that's a way, if you wanted to double check how people are doing ads, and obviously political ads with the Daily Wire. Obviously, you can see their political ads. But that's a way to see if people are purchasing ad space, and if you want to find out whether your creators are being transparent or not. So there you go. I just wanted to kind of share that with you. You like to give him some choice words? Yeah, you want to gift him in person? Well, you know, the best gift you can give Tim is not a view. But yeah, that's a way just to find out. I was trying to think of some other channels that I could think would be the type to purchase views. You can take, if you want to go the other way, to Midas Touch, who is going the other end. Are they? There they are. Are they? Not really, just 5 ads. So Midas Touch, comparatively to the Daily Wire, isn't purchasing as many ads. What about that guy, Benny Johnson? Is he buying any ads? I don't even know what site he's on. No, he doesn't exist. Maybe he's on the site. But yeah, you can take a look, find out who's purchasing ads on that site there. So yeah, just to give you something extra to think about. So Tim doesn't seem to be. Yeah, bye, Vibers. It was fun to see you. I hope you are all staying safe in this storm. I think a lot of it is potentially past, but if you're still feeling the effects of it, I just hope everyone's staying safe on this Sunday. Like I said, I'm not usually home. I'm usually at work. But because of the winter weather and the distance from my home to my job, didn't want to risk it today. So I just stayed home and stayed safe. And I hope the rest of you are too. If you haven't had a chance, give me a thumbs up and a like on the way out. That's a way to just get my content up the algorithm. Did want to thank my moderators, Miss Catherine, Miss Sammy, Miss Angel of Glass, all 3 of you. I'm trying to find your all names. I can't find you all quick enough. But you know who you are, for being the mods and just taking care of the chat today. I appreciate it. And for all of you who sent super chats, gifted memberships, and for Dark Phobia for being a member for 2 months. I'm glad that came up, and I'm glad I caught that today. All right, guys. We'll catch you on the next one. And we'll see what exciting content Tim has coming up. All right, guys. Catch you later. Bye.
Life and Vibe, thanks so much. My queen, my Sarasota Tim expert.